All right, guys. So, basically, I've been working on this CD now for a year, and it's done. Go figure. I thought this day was never gonna come. But anyways, you know, I gotta say that, you know, I've worked on a lot of CDs, and out of all the CDs I've worked on, this by far is probably the funnest one I've ever gotten to do. Every single song on this CD I could stand behind. There's no songs that I personally feel are bad songs or just filler songs for that matter, and that's probably a first for me.
Cool. I kind of feel the same. You know, I like American Dream. I thought opening song, just because it's so upbeat. My favorite guitar riff I think I ever wrote one of. Somehow I managed to not know how to play guitar, but I seem to write some really cool stuff. But
Well,
yeah, right. But yeah, American Dream, definitely one of my first, or one of my favorite riffs that I wrote.
that's the first song I ever played with you. I mean, 10 years ago when I got together with you and we did the JJ Lang Band, that's the very first song that you came down with and we worked on and we wrote it together and stuff. You know, it's definitely grown as a song since then. You know, back then it was basically a power trio. Now we got a lead guitarist and stuff like that. Eric's, you know, noodling over it and stuff like that. And Ray's bass line, without a doubt, is rocking out on it.
Oh God, yeah.
Which has a tie-in to the title of the album, but that might be another story for later.
Well, there we go.
You know?
Very true.
We could talk about it later. Should we listen to the song?
Let's do it. My American Dream.
With her.
You're the fastest ride I've ever seen. No wonder why you call the kid
So yeah. Anybody have anything to say about that, or we want to move on to the next one?
Keep coming.
Yeah.
So the next one's going to be Voodoo Highway, and I mean, I remember the first time he brought this song down 10 years ago. As soon as I heard that opening groove of the guitar and all that, I was like, oh my God, big, huge opening drums, and here we go. You know, and this song and Trigger almost didn't make it on the CD. JJ, when he released these with Boneyard 10 years ago when we were playing, there was kind of some feuding back and forth there on the fact that we were still playing the songs that I didn't want to do them. He kept saying, I want to do them, and I'm like, I don't want to do them. I don't want to get involved in that drama. We'll just write other ones.
And then by the time I said, yeah, forget them, they were like, no. And even some of the other guys in the other band were like, dude, you should really play those songs.
Exactly.
Some of them are great. You know, and Voodoo, I agree with. I mean, that to me was always, I used to say it live, whether it was a Boneyard show, JJ Lang Band show, whatever. Jesus, even when I played acoustic cover bands, and played this song, I would always say, I'm going to take you back to where it all began. I mean, I literally picked up a guitar one day when I had the music store, and I wrote the thing, and it's all about tone. I plugged a Les Paul into a tube amp, and a crate tube amp, no less. You don't expect that out of a crate, but it was inspiring enough to write Voodoo in about 15-20 minutes, and that was before even Boneyard. And I wrote that, and I looked for members. I said, this is what I want to do now. This is my Karabi crew kind of thing. So basically, it was totally where it all began, and took everything. That was like the beginning, hence the title of the album, the beginning or the end of the beginning, because you know we kind of some of these songs are so old, which you guys know. Like even we were just talking about Monkey was 25 years old. Voodoo was probably 2009. Early 2009 I wrote it, so I mean, definitely taking this back to where it all began, up until now, where our style started to change.
Well, and quick before you play it, this one was striking to me because I had been around for probably 5-6 months. Do you remember when we tracked this one?
Well, when you first came down, we jammed it a few times,
Wasn't right
and then
off
we
the
just
bat.
I
got
never
rid of it.
heard. I never heard this song until I had been around for a couple months. You might have jammed it before I joined.
Yeah, we did. We jammed it with the other guitar players before you.
Because we had been going for 4 or 5 months, something like that, 6 months even maybe, and we were starting to work on the new material, and then this one came out of nowhere. I was like, holy shit, what a song! And this one really kind of, it took me aback with
And I'm glad we're still doing it. To me, it's for this kind of music, it's like right in here. It's not, I got some ballads that are like, Trainwreck or something, years and years old. It's kind of my swan song or whatever you want to call it, but I don't even know if that's the word for it, but my opus, somebody said, I don't know, whatever. But Voodoo to me is such a great song, and I'm just blessed. I don't know where it came from. It was just one of those songs that just kind of was a gift, and wow, there it is.
Yeah, Jay's gonna play it in a minute, I think, and I gotta say, in terms of, the intro to the song, pay attention to the drums on this intro, because it Jay just kills it.
And it's been recorded quite a few times, but
Yeah, but we hadn't heard it before, so like
Right.
Eric said, we pretty much reworked it.
And I've been
it's
searching
it's a
for-
new sound from what it was before.
I've been searching for this song particularly. I've been searching for the better version or the best version, and they're all pretty good to be honest. But I'm probably the happiest with this version so far. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Let's take a listen.
Voodoo Highway, take you all back to where it all began.
You had a melody maker, don't you?
Had.
No, I had
Gibson
a
Melody
junior.
Maker? Oh, the junior.
I had a junior, but I sold it. Oh yeah, you know what, the junior, yeah, I sold that one.
Yep.
So one piece of the gear that we did the album is gone.
Didn't you use that for the video?
Monkey video. Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
used
I
it for
also,
monkey
also
video.
did
Yeah,
the
that was in
album.
the, yeah.
Yeah, it was on the
Yeah.
it was on the recording too. But yeah, she gone. And some guy here owns it in this area.
So the next song, Wicked Road. First song we recorded. First song that we played when you came down. And the video is actually the first song that the Monkey made an appearance in. And we got the mask because we knew we were going to make a video
Wait,
for
that's a
Monkey and the
mask?
Scarecrow. Yeah, I mean, I've wondered
mold.
myself, but
It's a
we
casting.
got the mask because we knew we were gonna do Monkey and the Scarecrow and we were gonna do a video for it.
Yeah.
But when I was mixing down all the video and stuff like that for Wicked Road, I realized that we cut out a section of the drums, and it's still in the video of me playing it. And I was like, well, I gotta get something in there to cover up the fact that I'm playing where there's no drums. So I pull out the monkey mask and I just shot a picture of me, you know, dancing around in front of the drum set and all that.
Yeah.
The problem with it is that if you check out the video, you could still see me playing when I'm not
really
supposed to be playing.
Yeah, well, I
So-
didn't bring a guitar down that day when we were recording the video. And
Yes,
I didn't
you used
realize
mine.
we were gonna do that day. And you're like, yeah, we're gonna record. I'm like, oh, okay, I would have brought a guitar, but okay, I'll use the PRS.
Grab something off the wall.
Grab something
Yeah.
off the wall with a strap that doesn't fit a fat guy.
Well,
That video, I'm like this. Like, this looks horrible. I look like a fat munchkin.
none of you guys really knew we were doing the videos. You guys
Right.
kind of showed up, and I'm like, guess what we're doing?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a music video along with it. Okay, yeah. All we gotta do, you listen to me. I'm gonna shoot the footage. I'll put it all together, and we'll have a video. All right, Jade. Sure, if you want to be that guy, go for it.
Here I am with a guitar that is like up here. I'm like, hi. Oh God, that's our video. Our first video, no less. Here's our first. Yeah. Oh,
It
wow.
worked though. I mean,
It did.
Other than Monkey, I think that video probably has the most hits, right?
Probably,
Yeah.
especially it was like our first, so it was like everybody's anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, yeah. And Monkey obviously was when we started getting into scenes and different, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Only better to come too, which is sweet. And then I like that we also threw in some other videos like American Dream and Devils that are more,
American Dream was a pick video.
Yeah.
And then Devils, we did a
Yeah.
lyric video.
and just to
for.
get the songs out there, I want people to hear them and this version of them, if they've heard other, and this is the final version of them and the best version of them, and, so yeah, where are we on,
It's the end of the beginning.
Wicked Road, yeah, right, so.
Yeah.
I wrote this in my basement in, my house in Fairport, I don't know, another one that I wrote probably 10, 11 years ago, so. Finally got around to making a killer, well, we recorded it before, and they used to play it on the Buzz, and it was a
A demo.
demo version.
It wasn't supposed to be
I
a
sent
final
them the song
recording.
because they wanted to hear it. I didn't know they were gonna play it every week. So every week there's like a version of Wicked Road, which is a demo version that they played, and then My American Dream they played, and because there's an F-bomb, they cut out part of the third verse, or the second verse, and just cut the verse in half. Like, that's another one that was pretty much a demo.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
well, when you got a good engineer, even your demos sound good.
Well, we gotta get one of them then.
A-Lab Studios. A-Lab Studios.
Yeah.
Check out the website.
All right, let's take a listen to it.
Rusty spoon in my mouth.
Sounds
snare.
Oh, there you go. No, I've thought about making one though.
Do it, it sounds cool as hell.
Okay, well, I'll work on that.
Right this second.
Well,
What is
can we
it for that?
finish
What
it?
are you waiting
Can we
on?
finish
Yeah.
listening
Drop
to the
everything
CD
and
and
build your
If
stuff.
you're going for that Def Leppard kind of arena,
Right?
Exactly.
they're very,
yeah, I know,
you know, it's a floor tom with snares on it.
yeah.
But no, I do.
I can't
I
imagine
do have
myself.
every intention of building one of those
Perfect.
sooner or later.
Let's do it.
Oh, you're gonna help me?
No.
There you
I
go.
mean, what if I build it and you just pay for it?
No.
If-
Okay, then.
Yeah, Jay,
No,
if you build it,
I'll
you
help
will
you
come.
with it. I'll hold the flashlight.
I don't know if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Really, here you go. All right, what's next?
There's gonna be families watching
Here
this.
you go.
Right, no, I'm just
not.
deciding, I'm definitely gonna build one, I just don't
Yeah,
know.
super cool.
If I'm gonna make one out of a DW, which is what I would prefer to, but it
Wood from
obviously
your
would
tree
be
in the
much more
backyard.
expensive.
Whichever.
Wood from his deck.
Or I've also thought about literally building one completely from scratch. You know, putting the bearing edges on the shell, everything, drilling all the holes and everything.
That'd be really cool.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, that was Wicked Road. Next up would be Triggerfinger.
The mobster song.
Yeah, I
Taking you out to the
remember.
desert. It's kind of what it's about.
Oh.
Taking you out to the desert and
One,
But
two go out,
it's
one
got
comes
a
back.
ton of energy.
Yeah.
It's got a ton of energy, and I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
it's a toss-up between this song and Monkey as to which one is my favorite song. Not only as far as the recording, but to play.
This is the one I remember. The song. I had a bass line. I had an idea for a bass line, and then one night I woke up and I had a totally different idea, and I tried it out here. And I came to the studio. And I remember I told you guys, before we record this new track, let's run it through first because you might go, not working. It was completely different. We ended up keeping it. This was one of the bass lines I enjoyed coming up with the most was the one for this song.
one of 2 songs in my career that I ever played a guitar solo on. But it worked.
Yeah, this is your big moment in this
My
one.
big moment, my Kiss She guitar solo rip-off, like Pearl Jam did it. Yeah, and my little 80s breakdown with the Scorpions drum, boom, boom.
Yeah, I remember how hard it was for me to get that down because
To want to get it down.
going into that section, I don't want to play that. My body wants to just rip out and just start doing some crazy stuff, and it just drops.
And I will also mention that nobody else is ever going to know what we're talking about, but thank God for a couple sets of eyes in the editing process on this song.
There you are. Yeah.
Very true.
We lost,
Right, this
we
is
lost
true.
all the non-musicians a long time ago.
Right.
This one was a near miss.
Right.
So, God.
If it wasn't for you, we would be in a very tragic state.
Yeah.
All right, let's
That's all I
take
can say about that. Let's
a listen to the song.
Broken down, beaten and battered. Take all that I can, weather the
a way to
Throw
package
it out there, just in case.
these sounds and these, which are both ours, but now we get them in a nice.
Well,
nice
it's
package.
the band is growing.
Mm-hmm.
We're evolving into something different. Not that we sound anything like the Beatles, but one of the thing about the Beatles is the Beatles had their sound. Everybody knew when they heard a song by the Beatles, they knew it was the Beatles. But from CD to CD, their sound evolved and changed. And I mean, you can almost listen to any two CDs of the Beatles, and you will see, a development, rising action.
If you will. And you will.
But no, you see a very defined development between, one CD to the next on their sound.
Definitely. Our third
So-
CD is going to be just cool jazz.
Well, I was thinking our third CD we would throw a little techno pop in there.
Techno pop, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there room for a polka or two?
I was expecting a lot of
polka?
acoustic
Metal
work.
polka.
Techno polka.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Techno metal polka.
I like
There you
it.
go. Hip hop. Yeah.
And really, when you think about it, I mean, techno is on the beat, polka is off the beat, but other than that, they're basically the same.
Okay.
Pretty much the same
Swing,
exact thing.
bluegrass. Yeah, I kind of, now I'm glad that we're doing that. I threw the idea out of the splitting the CDs into the old stuff, and the new style, and at first I'm like, God, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Only because I'm so psyched about the new stuff. And I think, I'm so excited about it. It's so good. And I think it's better than this stuff, than the old stuff.
One thing about the newer songs is there's definitely a lot more production in them. I
Yeah.
mean, these ones are like down and dirty, let's get the song recorded and done.
Yeah.
The newer songs were more so, okay, can we throw some keys in here? Let's get some backing vocals. Hey, I want you to double your guitar track, double your vocal track, and stuff like that. Most of this, I don't think we doubled any guitar tracks.
And there's a lot of on the fly kind of with the songs and figuring out, let's try this, let's try that. Even you with different software and different, different. Let's just re-record this.
But to its credit, this is a lot of gritty, driving hard rock, and that's what it's meant to be. What's next?
Yeah.
What are you putting on after this?
Next
I don't know the order of the song. Sorry.
Next is Monkey. Monkey and the Scarecrow, which that's where this little fella came about, and I'll never forget my neighbor's face when I come walking out of my house in a suit and tie, and she's like, "Oh, you look really nice. Where are you going?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm shooting a music video for my band."
Yeah.
And then I pop on the monkey hat or the monkey head, and then throw a hat on, and then I'm walking down the street with Savvy videotaping me like an idiot. I spent an entire day while I was laid off just going around my house shooting different video footages and stuff like that. And
This lockdown has people doing strange things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we showed up in somebody's yard, out in the sticks, pretty much at Greece.
and JJ couldn't see anything.
Was that the field? The
Burlap
fields?
bag over my head.
The
literally.
field scene?
Yes.
Yeah, I had to walk him into the field because he was
Hold my
like
hand,
tripping.
because it's all uneven and I'm tipping and I'm wide and I have this burlap bag on my head the size of a donkey.
I'm saying, JJ, sit still. This bag's all
Oh my
jacked up.
God. I'm hot, and I'm hoping no neighbors come out. I don't know if that's state property, somebody's property. We're right on the border there.
You didn't hear a voice of this is going, "Oh, Frank, you better come
right.
see this.
Get the gun, Frank!
Frank, you better come out and see this or something."
We were quick too. We got in, we got out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what you gotta do.
we decided to shoot the video, when it's 95 degrees
Yeah.
out.
For the part
We were
walking down your
dripping
street at
sweat
the end,
all
the
over
two
the
of us.
place. Yeah.
My car had issues after the
That's
fact.
right.
That was
Yep.
fun.
We had
Yeah.
a lot of that this summer.
But I mean, even when we shot the footage at the house, where we're all jamming and stuff, I remember how hot that was,
Yes,
man.
it was.
I
Well,
mean,
you had all the doors closed too.
we had to. We
I
had to have it
know.
closed, but
Just
I mean,
saying.
It was
That was
an
hot.
awesome experience. I mean, it was fun.
It was hot.
fun.
it was.
I definitely am excited to do more videos. So
Yeah.
that
I
was cool.
I've definitely pushed myself to learn more about video editing with doing all those videos.
I think
'cause,
that came out great too.
yeah, Monkey came out very good.
As far as everything, lighting, even just where we are and how you can't really tell that I don't think we could tell really that you're in your garage. Yeah, you got
There's some
rafters
scenes.
and stuff up, but
Yeah.
it still looked great with the lighting and not really complete color. It was kind of black and white-ish.
Right.
You know, and
We
then-
should have erased the markers for where everybody needed to stand before we hit record though, cause you could see X's on the ground and it's, what are those for? Oh, that's where Eric is supposed to stand.
And now anybody
Well, why is he
listening to
like
this
a
is
foot
gonna
behind
rewind
it?
and go look at the video and look for those.
Well, I mean, hey, go for it, man.
Let's give it
That
a
was
listen.
fun, that was cool.
This is, I
An
really
old
do
song
think
with a
this
very
is my
new
favorite
twist.
song.
Eric, you
It's
did
about a monkey.
awesome job kind of
A
revamping
monkey,
this.
I said. It's about a dirty, dirty monkey.
Monkey and a scarecrow riding on my back, taking me for a ride. I ain't never coming back. The flowers have all wilted, and the power is all gone. Cycle of redemption, an echo for mine. I cannot speak to the gods that bear me. I cannot wait for the bell to toll, and I am so cold. The needle steals my blood from me, and I cannot see the light of day from where I'm standing. My wings are sewn together, stitches from a vein, atrophy of the lies, and my mind withers away as the wound starts to decay. And as I close my eyes, a million years go. I cannot speak to the gods that bear me. I cannot wait for the bell to toll. I am so cold, the needle steals my blood from me. I cannot see the light of day from where I'm standing. I cannot speak to the gods that bear me. I cannot wait for the bell to toll. I am so cold, the needle steals my blood from me. I cannot see the light of day from where I'm standing. I can't see from where I'm standing.
Joke.
There you are.
Yeah, good stuff. That blues breakdown is so awesome though. That, and it was always, it used to be originally like a really fast. It was combined with Victim of Hate, which turned into Devil's Dust, which is our next song. But
This,
there was a part
when
in
we
the old.
played it like that?
No,
Oh, I
years,
was gonna
20
say.
years ago, when Rachel's Dead, Monkey went into the part, and the bridge was different, and there was a chunk, 90s metal chunk thing going on, and it was totally different. And then that for me, that bluesy kind of bridge breakdown thing, that just another thing that just kind of, you get inspired when you pick up a certain guitar or a certain amp, and
Right.
you know, I started playing something that just, it doesn't sound good when you're playing on a little practice amp or a metal rig or whatever. Whatever I was playing just inspired me to write that really cool blues lick. And then, here, you guys like it? Yeah, cool. let's figure it out and make it happen.
Let's see what we do with it.
Yeah, and it came out awesome, so this is my favorite version of the song, after 25 years of many different versions of it.
Yeah, the next one's Devil's Dust, and this one, I just remember being an absolute nightmare to record for us. I mean, because that syncopated beginning of it and everything, just all of us lining up, and it was a nightmare. And I remember the drums, even getting them down tight on a recording, took me some time. So yeah, but I mean, all in all, I love the groove of this song when it kicks in on the verse. That and I mean, from the first time I heard it, which,
It's fun to play that.
yeah. I mean,
We did it just a couple of nights ago. We were doing it. It was really clicking.
One of those
Yeah.
ones, it's an old song from 25 years ago. So I wrote it the same time as Monkey, and it was, again, totally different vibe, a lot heavier, a lot faster, and just that part over the years, I had to keep that. I mean, it was just too cool to, I always ended up, I hear, I'm writing something, I go right back into it. It's like, nah, that's just too cool. There's so many different ways to play it that's fitting for what we're doing now. So yeah, that's another one that just.
I
25
couldn't
years old,
picture it
kinda.
faster. I mean, it would lose its groove in my
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
So
Yeah, and this is again the best version. It's what it's evolved into. Different. It's funny when we wrote I wrote the lyrics to Devil's Dust. It was called Firebird,
right,
and
originally.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
and
The
then-
original song when we recorded it back with JJ Lang Band, he got his friend to rip down a road in his car, and that was our opening, and we used it when we played out.
we were on tour in Boneyard in North Carolina, Charlotte, and he had an 80 Malibu with like the big blown engine. We did a wheelie. I've never done a wheelie in a car. We did a wheelie, and you hear the car, and cars going, and 6.5 minutes or seconds, and we're doing 100. So you can hear me in the video going 100 miles an hour, motherfucker. And I still got the video somewhere. And that was like live, the first JJ Lang Band show, if I remember right. That was like our opening.
Yeah,
The show
every
was
show.
the car starting, squealing, wheelie, taking off, my motherfucker mile an hour, whatever thing, comment, and then Firebird started. Well, when we went to write the lyrics, or I went to write the lyrics for Devil's Dust, I couldn't find them. I don't remember them. It was years ago. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to rewrite them and call the song something different. So
Yeah.
it
So
was
that's where the narrative came from in the middle of the song.
kind of yeah.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
more like you're getting chased and
Yeah.
But I do like Devil's Dust better than Firebird, and I mean,
Yeah.
the lyrics, and just the song. Wow, and I'm glad that we don't have to do that opening anymore, because 90% of the time when we played out with JJ Lang Band, I couldn't hear it.
Oh, right,
So
right.
that everybody be looking at me like, you're supposed to be starting. I'm like, I didn't know it even played yet. I'm sorry.
Anytime now, Jay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is another killer version, especially the breakdown with Erik and I.
Let's do it.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, here it is.
Flying down Route 71, pedal to the metal 'cause I'm on the run. Watching my mirror, coming up too fast.
We had to do that ending so many times.
Well,
Yeah.
Many times. Well,
You could have just like
me. I
played
mean,
the
I had
ending of any
recorded
Guns
all
N'
of
Roses
those.
song and thrown it in there, but it was because it's very similar and it would have fit. But I'm glad we nailed it.
Getting the timing right was tough, and God, I don't even remember how many times I had to play
I
that part.
remember.
Yeah,
It was good stuff though.
turned out good.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good one. What do we got next?
Well, the next one is going to be the last song on the CD. It's Poison Apple. And I got to say, when you first brought this down, I'm like, man, it's just you two. You know, me and Ray aren't in it. Do we really want this to be on the first CD?
We did rehearse it and you guys came in. You know what I mean? I was just playing with it, noodling with it, and then you guys came in a spot that was like really cool. I'm like, I never wanted anybody else in there. It was not supposed to be. And of course, usually every drummer's like, no, I gotta go ding, 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 shh, shh, ding, 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 all these accents. But you guys came in and I was like, wow, that could be a totally. I mean, it could always be. That song is fitting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever you guys did, I just remember going, wow.
I don't even remember what we did.
Because we were just messing around. You know, and it ended up sounding better. We were gonna
Yeah,
do
well,
our part, and you guys come in after, but.
the
worked
ending of it, the ending result was it was just guitar and vocals. I think there's 2 guitars on it, and maybe 2 vocal tracks.
Was there strings in this as well? 'Cause I
No,
didn't
we
mess
didn't
with
put
The original
anything
I
on that.
did
Okay.
strings. This one I thought about it.
And we didn't end up. We were gonna put them on there. We started trying to record them, and we were like, you know what? It
Yeah.
sounds full enough. We don't
Yeah.
need them. I mean, the guitar tracks, they fit, and then everything else that we had going on, it all fit, and
And it
We
was
didn't
like
need
one
it.
take. I mean,
Yeah.
it was so cool. It was just like him and I sitting. I think we did guitars first, and then
Yep.
and then I did vocals. But it was, if I'm not mistaken, one take.
Yeah, because you sat next to me
well,
while I played
when you
guitar.
did the guitars, I think you did sing along, right? Or no?
You
Quietly.
were real
Right.
quiet, just so I knew where we were in the
Yeah.
song, because it was hard to.
And I'm
hard to
like,
keep track.
bridge chorus. Yeah. And
This was really
Well,
fun for me. to
and
play
you
too.
guys were figuring it out, and I was like, guys, are we gonna record this? And then, oh, yeah, sure, I guess we got it, and I don't even know if you guys necessarily had it, which is my bad. I shouldn't have pushed to record it when you guys didn't
I listened to
down
this
yet.
last night and I thought it sounded fucking great.
Yeah, well, I mean, you haven't heard the mastered version of it yet. I mean, that's what this is all about. And you guys, me and JJ have heard the masters, but you two haven't heard them at all, and that's just because you guys didn't come down to the mastering session. But
It sounds incredible.
it does. It
yeah.
sounds big. The effects on the vocals just make the vocals sound huge.
And I never wanted it. It was another one. I was like, I don't want to touch the original. It was just, it was recorded but never ever released. I played it out 3 times maybe ever. And it was just too deep of a song for me, and it was just too gut wrenching for me to even think about playing. And now things are so different that I could care less. It's just an awesome song. I don't care about the content of the song anymore. What gets me is how awesome the song sounds.
Right.
Well,
and I mean, you didn't necessarily want to put it on the album originally because
right.
it's about a different woman that you're
Yeah.
not with anymore. But your wife heard it, and she's like, that's got to be on the album. That song sounds
Yeah, she
amazing.
hated the idea. She's like, oh God, it makes me sick. I don't want to think about that. And then she heard it, and she's like, wow, that needs to be
Let's
on
have a
there.
listen.
Yeah, killer version. It's all him that made it so good.
This was fun. Fender amp, pink paisley television.
This video. Because the song's so good.
Yeah, I wish that.
All I can see is your face. You're everything in my mind. Memories buried within me. I can't breathe without the touch of your skin. The taste of your scarlet and red reminds me of blood I once bled. The sweet temptation, it's The poison apple is taking over me.
It is, I think, because it transitions into, this is really the end of my old
Here
days.
is your
After
voice. Sings in silence so loud. Love and chains from the start. It's bound to tear us apart. The taste of your scarlet and red reminds me of blood I once
that was my plan.
Sweet sensation hangs from a tree.
Yeah, this is maybe my retirement.
The poison apple is taking over me.
The sound of the band kind of is moving towards that sound, which is exactly, yeah, you wanted to do something else. So I'm like, no, man, I like that.
Exactly, that's what makes us awesome. We write killer songs, we have good rehearsals, we have good recordings. We're gonna put on good shows, and there's no stress. You know, this
We
is
have a good time doing it together, the four of us.
Right, right, and that's the key thing about
And
this
it's our
band.
terms,
We-
and it's
we
that,
can
yeah.
all get along, we
It's
can
nice.
all bust each other's balls.
Going to band
We're there
practice and
for each other.
I do what to your balls?
Bust each other's balls.
Oh, bust.
going to band practice
say-
and hanging out with your buddies. That's
Right,
what's better.
but I mean, not even that. The other night, I thought something might be wrong with you. Hey, you okay? You know, Ray had some problems. Hey, Ray, you cool? I had my daughter, you know, and you
Body
guys.
problem, I had to run up to the bathroom.
Right, right.
Come
Yeah.
down and everybody's
To this
gone.
day, I've never
That was
seen anything like
hilarious.
that happen before.
I'm sorry.
Right in the middle of practice.
You're bouncing up and down in that
Middle-
chair right
middle
now?
of the
Only he
song.
saw me bouncing in the chair.
Oh no, I saw you bouncing. I thought
I saw
that
it
was
too, I
you
just
pretending
ignored
you
you.
were
Yeah, I
into
thought you
it.
were pretending to really dig it.
I was just trying not to pee myself.
Next thing you know,
Coming out.
Midway through the song, I mean, we didn't even make it to the second chorus. No,
It sounded so good too.
I had to rock one. Huh.
It
Yeah,
sounded
that's
so
funny.
good. I was so excited about it. Cool. Ended with a, you know,
Yeah.
end with a killer.
So I mean that completes the whole CD. You know, the end of the beginning.
That's it.
That would be the 7 songs. You know, one thing we did put together too. We do got a demo, I guess it would be. It's a little more than a demo, but it's not the finished product of Whiskey
Unmastered.
River Rebel. Well, it's unmastered.
Yeah.
It's really even not even finished being mixed.
What percentage would you say this is?
Maybe 60, 65, I don't know.
And Whiskey River is like probably the first song that kind of started defining the new
sound.
direction,
Right, well, I
Which
think,
sort of new.
is it
This
Whiskey
was the
River,
first
the
riff
first one we
that I,
wrote
this
together?
is the first one that, this is the first
You ever
riff
wrote,
that I
for
brought to
God's
the
sakes.
table, yeah, this is the first
Yes,
riff
it
I ever
was.
wrote, period.
Yes, it was, yeah.
But this was the first song that we,
This was the first one
wrote after we were done with those core
Right.
songs.
that all four of us did together, yeah, from beginning to end.
Yeah,
Or did we do After All before this?
no,
No,
This was
okay.
first.
no,
Yeah, and I mean,
and you,
This was before After All, I think.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
This
this
was
was
the
the
first
first one we did,
and you never really had experience writing an original.
and it came out great.
And I'm like, as soon as I heard you, first of all, as soon as I came over to your house to start talking about acoustic hair band stuff and the way you can play their stuff better than the guys can play their stuff, I'm like, Jesus, he knows note for note these killer John Sykes and Blackberry Smoke and, you know, Richie Kotzen and whatever, all these other killer, well, that, and then I'm like, he's got to try out for this band. Because I think he'll be fitting, even though I only heard you electric and just noodling at your apartment with your
Right.
guitar and electric, and like I like the tone and the playing, but yeah, the fact that you're like, I don't know about writing, and then you wrote this, I'm like, this, we just opened his Pandora's box. We just ripped open this whole new Erik.
And that's all that it needed.
Yeah,
And I remember going home that day thinking, holy shit, look at this.
Yeah.
Guess I can write.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you can't, playing that good and not being able to write is a travesty, so I'm like, we gotta get him to see that he can, it's just a mindset too, like,
Well,
you
it's
know,
just a consequence of playing in cover bands, you know, you get
Yeah.
your chops decent enough to play, and then you think, oh, wait a minute, all right, I can do what they can do, and I kind of have my own thoughts on things.
exactly, make
Yeah.
it your own, and that's
Well,
it,
that and
that's
it's the
it.
confidence. It's the confidence thing too, and
Well, yeah, and it's being comfortable with the people that you're making your music with to
Yeah.
know that, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We'll give it a go.
right.
We'll
If
see
I
what
screw it up,
everybody else
we'll
will
go
add
back
their,
and figure it out.
everybody
end
else
this
will
up.
add their ingredients, and then we'll mix it up and we'll see what it, see what
Yeah.
it sounds
And so
like.
how many different riffs or ideas and concepts have we had so far? I mean, there's been 30 or 40 of them, and sometimes we circle back. I mean, we had one that was great on day one that we haven't done anything with, but we know we're going to come back to it because
Yeah.
it's got some merit, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
We
the
got
next.
a lot of ideas.
The
floating
next
around.
generation is, I'm so excited. I mean, you got Smoke Shows was one of the
That
coolest
one rips.
songs I've ever heard, let alone helped write and play. Whiskey River Rebel is so
And new one
holy
we're
huge
working
single.
on.
New one, lyrically, I wrote Sunny Days.
Sunny Days.
Yeah.
I think we should change that to something different.
You know what, here's the thing.
It doesn't sound badass enough,
It's
does it?
not.
What about the Chronicles of Sunny Days?
Well, no more Sunny Days. No, here's
A
the
new
thing,
single
real
from
quick.
Elton John.
No more sunny days.
Here's the thing with that. It's a quirky kind of guitar riff, and then I heard King's X, and they have the sunny days and funny ways of quieting the roar. Whatever. The first line of the song is sunny days have funny ways, and then I didn't want to copy King's X by any
Right.
stretch of whatever the lyric is. I don't remember, but and even if I wrote it 100 years ago, I wouldn't remember because that's
Well,
me.
we haven't heard it yet. you
Right,
know?
but like it totally Sunny Days built a whole story, a quirky little story about being on the road, you know, with, you know, the groupie chick, and she just totally wrecked you and ruined you, you know, and rainy days keep you inside. Then she knocks on the tour bus door in another city. I mean, that's what it's about, but another killer song that is so quirky that turned into something that when it's finished is badass, you know. After All is just another gut wrencher. That's incredible. What else is new? Or is that the 3?
We got 4 in total.
Yeah.
And that would be it, you know.
So I mean, yeah, I'm so excited to hear the next 5 or 10 songs.
Well, I think the thing with the next CD, there's going to be a lot more production done to it. There's going to be a
lot more variety, versatility.
Variety. There's going to be more thought put in. Well, I shouldn't say thought, because there were thought put into these set of songs, but
I'm the sole songwriter on
Right.
mainly on the old stuff.
and there's
so
going to be more input from all around.
exactly, which
you
is
know.
so cool because then I can take my limited style. If I write something, for example, or he writes and I, you know, yeah, all of our
Well,
styles combined.
I mean,
is just
perfect
incredible.
example too. He didn't think he could write. He told us he couldn't write. That new song that we did, that evolved around something
four
that
of us.
I hummed into
Yeah.
my phone and sent to Eric.
Yeah, and me.
And then Eric came down, he had it, we
He had a
built it
piece.
from there, we
Yeah.
got to the chorus and we didn't know what to do, and he comes up with a line on, well, what about this? And it's like, okay, wait a minute, the two guys that said they couldn't write are now writing. You know, which is great. I think that's absolutely great.
And that song came together quicker than anything else.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Even-
1 week of,
Even the original ones, it came
We
together.
wrote it
quicker
and
than-
demoed it in a day,
yeah,
in 3 hours.
right, cause
Not
even the week
not
before, a couple weeks before, we were we had about 40 different really killer ideas and couldn't settle on one. And my thought process was like, you know, let's settle on this, and then let's, even if we don't finish it, let's just not go into 12 different things.
Let's not be ADD.
Yeah, although sometimes you hear something, you play something that you're trying to write this song.
Right. We're the most
better
ADD
new
band
song.
at best.
I listened to your phone message 10 minutes before I left to come over to practice, and then we had the song, you know, written, and you had the lyrics done by the end of the day.
So the next day we were done, so
So, yeah,
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, I got plenty of other ideas in my head that I'll hum out to you. So.
there you go.
keep them coming. And just for the record, we're not playing that one tonight. We're
No,
ready
no,
to
no,
demo.
No,
So
that's
Whiskey River
got-
Rebel.
what we're gonna listen to tonight, this is Whiskey River Rebel, and I mean that'll be the last
One of the songs that'll be on the next album.
Yep.
Got it?
Gives
Well,
everybody at some point an idea when they hear it of kind of the direction we're going.
Yeah.
Which is still similar, we'll still have some raw, heavy, chunky, southerny, but, you know, ballady, but yeah, I mean, it's just evolving into you're a better writer, you know how to play guitar, I don't. So, I just play what I think, so I mean, that's what makes it so awesome is your, influences and you're a new songwriter, I mean, this is like a brand new baby. You know, you're like I was when I was 15, just learning, and I was just writing lyrics and stuff, but like, just learning. It's like, yeah, your box is open, my friend.
Oh, boy. Well,
The lid's off.
The lid is off.
All right, so here's Whiskey River, and you know, again, this was awesome. This was exactly what I wanted to do. Just sit down and joke around about the songs and listen to them.
Yeah, no association with the club. To be clear, it's Whiskey.
Some days it rains, some days it pours, and then some days I'm face down on the floor. So many highs, too many lows. A couple of nights we came to blows. My baby told me put your seatbelt on. It's time you slow down, you got to slow down. I said you live your life and I live mine. Next thing you know, I'm walking the line. Saturday night, it feels alright. I'm alive. I do what I want and I like what I do. It's alright. Oh, Whiskey River Rebel, it's my life. I'm a find you, it's alright. Whiskey River Rebel, it's my life. I'm a Whiskey River Rebel, it's my life.
There it is. I definitely would say first single, next album. Even though the others, I like Smoke Show, might be.
Yeah, but we gotta do we're gonna have to do a video for that, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be a ways away, obviously.
Oh, God, yeah.
So,
So when does the album go online?
So, Storytellers gets released Christmas Day. So I'm editing that this week, and then that will be released Christmas Day on YouTube, and we'll link it to our Facebook page. As far as the digital release of the CD, that we're gonna do through that site. What was the name of that site again?
DistroKid.
DistroKid. In DistroKid, basically, we put it on there and it releases it to everything. People can use it for their videos and stuff like that if we want them to be able to, like, for background music and stuff like that, which I'm gonna allow that because why the heck not? You know, give us a little bit more exposure. It'll be on iTunes, Spotify, you know, those types of things. It's also gonna be on some other sites that I've never heard of even, but it's free to put them on there, so we might as well.
So I think iTunes and Spotify are the two biggies.
Yeah, without a doubt, but it'll be on there. You can set the price. We'll probably set them for maybe 99 cents a song, or get the whole album. You know, I mean, the album would be $7, but we could even just say, you know, hey, the whole album for $5 or something like that. We'll, you know.
And we're gonna do
essentially
a real
two
release with a
songs
hard
for free.
copy or a hard CD or a hard thumb drive.
That'll happen at
Later.
some point in time, but it's all, I mean, that's based on what's going on with the pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, every other day we're getting, I mean, now you can't go to an eatery and eat outside and go inside to go to the bathroom even. Cuomo won't allow it, so, I mean, it's really.
You can't even leave cookies and milk for Santa because it's considered indoor dining.
Exactly. But, I mean, you can at least still throw the reindeer food out on the front
Very
lawn.
true. That's all right. When that time comes, to me, it's not that I want this to go on any longer, but that gives us more time, I think, to prepare for world domination, basically. You know?
Right.
So as much as this sucks, musically, it's helped us take our time and not rush.
Well,
And
and the truth is if it wasn't for the pandemic, I wouldn't have gotten laid
Yeah.
off. We wouldn't have had all that time. I mean, if I hadn't been laid off when we had Ray and, there's no way I would have been able to get anything done. Because I would have had to spend all my time with my daughter. I wouldn't have had time to do the stuff here. Not that I'm hoping I get laid off again, but, you know, so there was that, and then there was just, you know, everything just kind of fell into place for us. Well, chaos to the world, but to us it fell in place. I think the next album will fall together on its own. The videos, I think, will be. I would like to see the videos more so targeted towards videos like Monkey and the Scarecrow, as opposed to videos like American Dream, where it's just pictures. I mean, I want more.
for me, I wanted to get those songs out there so that by the time we actually play, people will know our stuff.
Without a doubt.
If you're a fan, you've already heard all the songs.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, you're not gonna go to a show and not know any songs.
You know, the truth is depending on how long everything takes, if it seems like there is no ending in sight by the time we're halfway done with this CD, maybe we do, you know, a live or a pre-recorded show. You know, film it, edit it, and all that, and then put it out on, you know, social media and, you know, YouTube and stuff like that, and we can have a chance for everybody to be able to, you know, see us live that way, even though it's not
Ideal.
live per se.
It's,
you know.
It's what people seem to be doing now.
Yeah, and I really
Trans-Siberian
do
Orchestra last night, $30 you get to watch their show. New Year's Eve Kiss in Dubai or whatever, $40 you watch their show. $1 million pyro show for a world record or whatever. That's insane.
And I really do think that you're gonna see more and more, even after COVID's done and gone, and just a thought of the past, I think you're gonna see more and more of that. And the great thing about that is if you do a show, and you do it on Saturday night, you know, some of your friends that have families and stuff, and they don't wanna go out anymore, they can partake in it now. And your friends that don't even live around here, that never stood a chance before. I mean, Eric's from North Carolina. He's got a lot of friends that live there and family. And, you know, I mean, he does have a few friends. We'll give him that. You have like 3, right? 4?
Yeah,
maybe?
both of them.
Okay. Right. So he's got at least 2 or 3 down
2 or 3
there.
friends.
And they wouldn't be able to come to the show otherwise unless they drove
They
up
can,
here.
they will be able to do a watch party if we put that out there.
Exactly.
So January 1st, you can hit up iTunes or Spotify. You can look up.
Yeah, that will be the digital release. Yep.
End of the beginning. Yeah.
End of the
Give it a
beginning.
listen.
All right. Well,
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Have
Christmas,
some great
guys.
holidays, folks.
It's been awesome. It's been a hell of a year.
Yeah.
But very, very productive year.
I have a feeling 2021 is going to be just the same as that. Sweet.
Jackie Robinson.
This is a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Whiskey